Hello and welcome to my channel, I Went to Lose Gaming. It recently dawned upon me that I've spent around 10,000 resin just farming the Crimson Witch of Flames. So today I wanted to show you the artifacts I've obtained, and also to demonstrate what you can achieve with such artifacts. Quick breakdown, 10,000 resin is 500 runs or 250 runs with condensed resin. For a free-to-play player that does 0 refreshes daily, this would take around 60 days of nothing but artifact farming. That includes the farming needed for the Mora to enhance 15 artifacts to level 20. Since I refill 6 times a day, it was about 20 days of exclusively farming and enhancing the Crimson Witch set. Hopefully, with the following knowledge and seeing the fruits of my labor, you guys may be able to make more educated decisions with how much you plan to farm artifacts. My best artifacts are on Klee. Each piece is pretty decent, but none of her pieces are close to perfect. I'd say the best piece I own is the on-set Pyro Goblet with a lot of crit rate. This is especially nice because of the ability to pick an offset artifact piece with the maximum benefits to my stats, and for me this would be the flower. An additional benefit is getting a second set of not as good pieces. As such, Diluc is using hand-me-downs from Klee. In case you haven't seen my DPS potential video, I explain how I calculate a character's DPS potential. Basically, with 10,000 resin worth of artifacts, Klee is at 77% of her damage potential, while Diluc is at around 67% of his damage potential. These damage potentials may seem really far off from 100%, and yes, that is true. However, this game is not designed for you to have nearly perfect artifacts on your characters. That is simply, currently, statistically, extremely unlikely. So what can a 77% damage potential Klee and a 67% damage potential Diluc do? Well, they can consistently 9-star Abyss 12 without even needing to retry. I managed to 9-star Abyss 12 3 times in a row without retrying or having to cheese it with nukes like I used to. Of course, everyone's account is different. Both my Klee and Diluc are level 90 with their arguably best in slot level 90 weapons, the Wolf Gravestone and the Lost Prayer. Your mileage will vary tremendously based on which character and weapon combination you're farming artifacts for. For example, an Amber with the free-to-play prototype Crescent and with the same artifacts as my Klee has would struggle to output even half the DPS that Klee does. And if your second pyro DPS is Xiangling or Bennett with only free-to-play weapons, then you're probably going to struggle with getting 6 stars in Abyss 12 even with the same artifacts that I have. Anyway, I guess the quick takeaway from 10,000 resin worth of artifacts is that you can expect to take a specific character and weapon combo to around 70 to 80% of their DPS potential. With the hand-me-down artifacts, you can bring a second character to around 60 to 70% of their DPS potential. Now, this is definitely an oversimplification of the required statistical analysis one would need to do to actually calculate how much you'd have to farm artifacts to reach what breakpoints. But hopefully this anecdotal summary of my experience has shown you approximately what you can expect from 500 runs of a specific artifact dungeon. As always, subscribe, like, comment, I really appreciate you guys, etc. This is I Went to Lose Gaming, signing out.